The October 4th Paducah Planning Commission meeting, and we'll call this meeting to order. If you will, stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll have the approval of the minutes. Mr. Wade, I believe you have that.
Do we need,
But before we do that, where'd you go? There you are.
We got staff spread around. Commissioner Benberry.
here?
Commissioner Bradford.
Here.
Commissioner Morrison. Commissioner Pollard.
Here.
Vice Chair Schramke.
Here.
Commissioner Wade.
Here.
Chair Crecilius.
And now we'll have the reading of the minutes, Mr.
Happily.
Wade.
I move that the reading of the minutes for the September 9th, 2021 meeting be waived and that the minutes of said meeting as prepared by staff be approved as written. Second.
They've been proposed and accepted, approved. All in favor of the minutes? Are there any changes? We have no changes, therefore, all in favor.
Would you like a
Approve the
roll
minutes?
call or on that?
Excuse me?
Would you like a roll call vote?
The roll call again?
Okay. Commissioner Wade.
Aye.
Commissioner Benberry.
Aye.
Commissioner Bradford.
Aye.
Commissioner Pollard.
Aye.
Vice Chair Schramke.
Aye. Okay, the first item of business, Mr. Benberry, you have that for 1401 Elmdale Road and 500 Ridgewood Street.
Yes. I move that this commission adopt a resolution forwarding a positive recommendation to the Board of Commissioners to vacate and close a 619.53-foot-long and 40-foot wide portion of Vermont Street extending between 1401 Elmdale Road and 500 Ridgewood Street.
Second.
We have any comments or questions regarding this?
Were there any neighboring properties that were required to be notified?
Yes, and they were notified.
Any comments?
No, sir.
I think it's interesting that staff told us the procedures that happen after and if we approve this recommendation that they have made. I think it'd be interesting to go over that. Would you do that, Mr. Benberry?
Yeah,
Would you read over these,
Oh, Josh,
of what happens to it if it's improved?
I don't have.
Sure. There's 3 original plats, including some that Mr. Tosh has tonight, that will be submitted to the City Commission after this body votes on it. Upon a favorable recommendation, the engineering department is the specific department that takes that to the City Commission along with the legal description of what's to be closed. It does have to be closed by an ordinance, which takes 2 readings, such as every other ordinance in the City of Paducah. Once that happens, the mayor will sign off on the plats, and we let the surveyors know to come and pick the plats up and record them. And at that point, there's an automatic property line established at sometimes down the middle of closed alleys, depending on the previous subdivision. And then typically waiver plats follow to clean up all the adjacent and interior property lines.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Call the roll.
Commissioner Benberry.
Aye.
Commissioner Bradford.
Aye.
Commissioner Pollard.
Aye.
Commissioner Wade.
Aye.
Vice Chair Schramke.
Aye. And the last item of business that we have is 501 North 3rd Street and 514 and 520 North Loop Road. And Mr. Bradford, you have that.
I move that this commission adopt a resolution forwarding a positive recommendation to the Board of Commissioners to vacate and close a 313.42-foot-long 20-foot wide alley extending between North Loop Road and Executive Boulevard.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Benberry. And any comments, questions on this?
Some questions before any public comments from people that had to be notified?
This one was owned by the city, so we didn't have to notify anybody since we have the whole block.
Gotcha.
I would like to point out to you all that there are some utilities that we have shown on this plat. There is a sanitary sewer easement that's within the 20-foot alley, but that sewer line is currently out of service. It could go back into service depending on how this property gets developed and the need of whoever develops property. It's available, but it possibility that part of it could be removed or just abandoned completely. There is also underground telephone and cable, which shows on the drawing as well, and it's well outside of the alley right-of-way. We showed that on there for clarification. There was some confusion in the beginning. Everyone thought that was within the alley right-of-way, and it actually wasn't. It was installed in a conduit that was put in by a previous owner, and the utility companies ran it within that conduit at their direction. Now, we will be filing a waiver of subdivision plat if this is approved and the alley is closed to clean up all the interior lot lines and provide a utility easement around adjacent to all the street right-of-ways. And those utilities there, the telephone and electric, would then be rerouted as needed and as development requires for the future use of the property.
Would that utility easement also include the sanitary or the sewer line?
Well, the sewer line is not necessarily going to be relocated. It may be portions of it abandoned if they build across it, but it could still be used by whatever's developed on this property.
But would JSA have rights to that property by easement when you do that?
No,
or is that easement
they are
carried forward?
relinquishing their easement rights. They've signed off on this,
Okay.
and they're relinquishing that.
Okay.
yes. Because they have no need for this line as it is now.
But they have the rights to that
Yes.
land right now, okay. And they will continue to.
No, they're releasing their easement on this sewer line. But as I said, the line, if they're supposed to put a building right in the center of this, JSA is not going to say, oh, wait a minute, you can't do that, I've got a sewer line there. They're saying, we don't need that line, so if you want to build across it, you can.
Then if they did, they'd have to come back in and reestablish an easement.
Yes, yeah.
Or put a new line in.
Yeah.
JSA is essentially giving up any right to that
Yes,
sewer line.
yes, that's right.
But if there's a structure to be put up on this property in the future.
It would be just to
they could-
serve this property.
Yeah, and they could tap into that
Yes.
as like a sewage for that structure.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
I understand now.
Sorry, I wasn't making myself clear.
Any other comments, questions? Call roll.
Commissioner Bradford,
Aye.
Commissioner Pollard,
Aye.
Commissioner Wade,
Aye.
Commissioner Benberry,
Aye.
Vice Chair Schranke.
Aye. If there is no other business to come before us, this meeting is adjourned at 5:39. Thank you all.